Hi, this is Steph with Belladonna Dyes, and today's project is going to be a baked tank top dress. I have the dress turned inside out and it's barely damp from my Panda spin dryer. So first you want to decide where you want the center of your spiral to be, and this one is going to be an off-center spiral. So I give that area a little pinch, and then using the microwave splatter guard and a hemostat, I'm going to create the off-center spiral. So I click the hemostat down on the first click because it does not need to be overly tight. You do not want to tear a hole in your project. And I give it a couple twists, maybe 2 or 3 twists. And then with my opposite hand, I create the pleats and I create the spiral. And I go as far as I can using the microwave splatter guard until I just can't go any farther. And I unclick the hemostat and I gently wiggle it out. And then I'm going to secure it by using my second favorite rubber bands. Now it's time for the fun part. We get to add the dye, and this really is my favorite part of tie-dyeing. So these colors are new to me colors that I have not swatched out, so I don't exactly know what they're going to do. So I just chose colors that had good names that I thought would look pretty together. So, who knows? This could turn out to be the ugliest thing ever. So I've placed it down inside of an old, is that Pyrex or Corningware? I'm not sure, but it's like a casserole dish that can go in the oven, because I'm going to bake this one. And then I'm just adding my dye in like slices of the piece of the pie. I'm just really being super random with this. I'm putting the dye on in a pattern, but I'm not like, measuring it out, marking it out with my pen and everything. I'm just really going for it on this one. Oops, I didn't want the snozberry right there. I wanted it on the other side. But that's okay. Hey, it's tie-dye, and it's all for fun, and mistakes are going to happen, so just roll with it. I chose plum port because I figured it would be dark enough to cover the snozberry, and making that little mistake was just a good excuse to be able to say snozberry. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm happy to have you, and I want to let you know that I have a Facebook group, and it's called Belladonna Dyes Community Tie-Dye Group, and the link for it is down below in the description box. It's the one that's right underneath the Etsy link. So come on over and join the group. Next, I give the project a quick little sprinkle of soda ash for good measure, and I add my ice. And I'm placing it on top of a little dollar store cookie sheet, just in case if the ice melts and it overflows, or if it spills or anything, it won't spill in the oven, it'll go on the cookie sheet. And then I take it to the oven, and I have it preheated at 170 degrees, which is my lowest temperature. And I set the timer for 31 minutes. Just, I don't know, no reason why it's 31. It just went that high. So I wouldn't forget. And I stayed in the area just in case. And I came back and I checked it, and not a whole heck of a lot happened. So I set the timer for another 30 minutes, still at 170 degrees. And after 30 minutes, still not a whole heck of a lot is going on, so I figured I'll go 30 more minutes at 170 degrees and we'll see what happens. Well, 29 minutes, close enough. And the ice had melted really well. And I switched it in the oven because I was doing another project for even heat. And I cranked the temperature up to 300 because I was trying to hurry it along for 30 more minutes. And then I pulled it out of the oven, and while I was rinsing other things, I let it cool down. So I'd say the project sat for probably an hour. And I'm not sure if that's necessary or not, but the longer things can batch, the better. So now it's time for the rinse out, and you want to start by using cold water to rinse out all of the soda ash that is still inside of the fabric, and then increase your water up to hot and rinse until the water runs basically clear. From here, I take it to the washing machine, and I do however many hot water cycles it takes using Kiralon, and it's usually about 2 hot water cycles. And then I do a third and final hot water cycle using Millsoft, and that is a professional fabric softener, and I get both Kiralon and Millsoft from Dharma Trading Company. And then I put it in the dryer, and I'll iron it, and we'll come back and see the results. Well, here it is, guys. Here's our baked tank top off-center spiral ice dye after it's been washed and dried, and I think that turned out pretty funky. These are colors that I typically don't gravitate towards personally, but it definitely has that sort of like a bohemian hippie tie-dye vibe thing going on, and I'm really glad that I added the plum port to it because I feel like it grounds it. It draws your eyes in and gives a little more definition, because all of the other colors like the cornflower blue and the elven lily and snozzberry, they're very similar colors. Not exactly similar, but pretty darn close. So I think without the plum port and then the goldfinch yellow, I think it would just be all of the same. So it's pretty, it's definitely different, and I think it's pretty cool that, in less than a couple of hours, you've got start to finish tie-dye. So having the baked method, it's something good to have in your back pocket. So what do you guys think of this dress? Please leave me some comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, leave a thumbs up, and click the bell and set it to all. That way you get notified of future uploads. And remember, have fun tie-dyeing.